Good morning. Let's get some happy music.
Hey, this is Rob Booker, interrupting your
Hey, it's
YouTube
Rob!
watching experience with a really important message. It's about my
Oh,
friend
he's not so
Marquet
late.
and how
Yeah.
I believe
morning. Happy Wednesday. Oil inventories day. How was that ADP, huh? Cool. So 3, 2, 1. Wait, I can't do it. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Good morning. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm an ex-supermodel, ex-venture capitalist, ex-nonprofit manager, ex-astronaut, ex-salesperson. But anyways, I'm a Forex trader. I gave it all up to become a Forex trader. How awesome is that? So, welcome to the channel. It's called Forex.Today. It's on the thing called YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. In particular, leave comments on the videos and document to yourself what you learned in that video so that you can go in the back office of YouTube, whatever they call it, and you can search your comments and find particular videos and specific things that you learned so you can go back in the future, you can go back in the past and find out what you learned at that particular present, and then boom, right? Archive your knowledge. This is better than TV, all right? Archive your knowledge. Take notes, write it all down, and document it, okay? Think of it as your personal Harvard. Cool. So, over the years, I've been doing Forex for almost 20 years now. Over the years, people say, Wayne, write a book. Wayne, do a video course. Wayne, do some other trading. Wayne, do some live trading. Wayne, do this. Wayne, do that. Wayne, what broker should I use? Wayne, like all this stuff, okay? In the description below, right, you will see a link to the book, the link to the training, the link to the broker, the link to this, the link to that. Oh, like my chart templates. My chart templates in the description below. That's where the link is. So go there. There's lots of resources to help you because you've asked for it. Think about it. Maybe you didn't ask for it, but someone 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 4 days ago asked for those resources, and they're already been created for you. So where you been, bro? Morning, Maida. So cool. Right on. Please thank our sponsor, tradersway.com. Visit tradersway.com. When you log into tradersway.com, what you can do is download MT4. Boom! Just like that. Now you got MT4. You're like, Wayne, no. I want MT5. Boom! You can have MT5. No, Wayne, I'd rather have C-Trader. Really? All right, go ahead. Boom! You have it. Wayne, I want a variable account spread. Why would you want a variable account spread? Because almost always, except around, let's say, quiet markets where there are no traders or volatile markets where there's lots of orders moving around, that's when the spreads go a little higher. But the vast majority of the time, if you're trading at the right time of day, you're going to get smaller spreads. So that's why I like VAR. I've always used VAR. If you want fixed spreads, it's always going to be a little higher than VAR, but in those peak periods like news, they're not going to go higher than that. So maybe that's better for scalping. If you like scalping the news, pa-chow, maybe you want a fixed account, okay? Fixed spread account. Now, if you don't like paying spreads, you're like, Wayne, I just hate spreads. I just want to know what it's going to cost me up front. I'd rather pay a commission. I don't like paying commissions. I like paying spreads. One's a soft dollar, one's a hard dollar. Look it up. So if you'd rather have a low spread and just pay the commission, boom, you can have an ECN account just like that. But either way, what's most important is they don't screw around with your trades, and when you enter it into the interbanking system, they actually enter it into the interbanking system. Many brokers just expect you to blow up your account and die, so they don't even enter it into the interbanking system because they know you're gonna blow up your account, so they might as well just keep all the money. That's called B-booking, right? Whoa. But we know through experience, Traders Way actually enters your trades into the interbanking system. We know that if you remember the Swiss National Bank debacle, that proved it. Other brokers went out of business. Traders Way was fine. So anyways, tradersway.com, boom. Thank you for supporting the the Forex.Today YouTube channel. So what do you want to cover today? Do you want to cover euro dollar, Aussie dollar, euro yen, Aussie yen, pound dollar, pound yen, pound Swissy, Bitcoin, gold, silver, oil, nat gas? What do you want? Type it here. Let me know. 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 And by the way, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the likey-likies. I'm an only child, so I love it when you click the likey-likey button. It just makes me feel so good. I'm so special. Okay, cool. So let me see what you want to do, and then we'll fly through Z charts. I forgot to open up. Oops. Yeah, I'm thinking about joining a shooting club. Oh, Georgia has some amazing places to go. Oh my God. Anyways, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, tradethenews.com. Bring up our news. By the way, if you like tradethenews.com, there was a time when it was for institutions only, and if you're a retail Forex trader, they tell you to piss off. They now welcome retail Forex traders, so they're much nicer to you now. But like always, send them an email, tell them you're with Wayne, and they'll take care of it. Sav loves clay shooting. Yeah, I like smoking cigars and drinking whiskey at a shooting club. So anyways, yeah, so I'm looking at doing that. Maybe taking my son and daughter out as well. All right, so right on. So ADP, 428. Cool. Okay, great. Cool. 428. That was a time when that was just amazing. Cool, right on. It's just in the right direction. Doesn't change anything for my bias, so that's cool. Right on. Good, 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 good. So that's all I care about at the moment. Gary's in the shooting association too. If you guys remember, I did a speech at FX Bootcamp maybe 2 weeks ago, off the charts with Wayne. And I said, you need to be the self you want to become in the future. In particular, it had to do with raising money. And I said, look, when you're going to raise money for your hedge fund, eventually you're going to run out of friends, families, and fools, and you're going to need to meet people that you don't know, and they need to have more money than you, but they hate poor people. So you got to like be the baller you want to be, but you got to be it now, because you need to develop the relationship so that in 5 years from now, when you have your track record, they're like, oh, Gary, I know Gary from the shooting club. And you're like, yeah, man, I'm launching my own hedge fund. It's totally Forex related. The amazing thing is you got all this leverage and you're completely liquid. Oh, my God. And they're like, really? Oh, I don't know much about that, but that sounds great, Gary, and I trust you. Please, man, here's $1 million. Let's play with it, right? So you got to get there now. And so we were talking about what kind of affinity group you might find. People that own yachts, they tend to be rich. Okay? People that own planes, they tend to be rich. People that own race cars tend to be rich, right? So you got to find, like, what do you like? What kind of people do you plan on hanging out with when you have tons of money? But start doing that now and developing the relationship. Like, for example, in the United States, I can't just go up to a stranger and say, hey, by the way, I'm a Forex hedge fund manager. I can't even say that. I have to prove I have an established relationship. And even then, when they say, wow, that's really interesting, tell me more. And I'll say, okay, well, I have to have you sign paperwork. I have to have you sign legal documents before I can tell you more. And they're like, well, F you. So really, like in the United States, the government really clamps down on this. You can't solicit, you have to have relationships. So anyways, get on with the relationship. So I was thinking about it, what do I want to do now that I'm a Southern gentleman? Well, I want to hang out at shooting clubs. So Beretta's got one in North Georgia in something that makes Ritz-Carlton look like a Motel 6. And there's a there's a fabulous golf course and swimming pool and clubhouse and hotel and like multiple restaurants and a beer garden, and you can do horse riding, and like, and it's a Beretta shooting club. So I'm like, oh my God, that's me. Yeah, I've done that before, Johnny. So my country club used to get a tent. So I took my dad one year, and we're sitting like right on the front row in this tent, free alcohol, free food, air-conditioned bathrooms, and we were watching each pro hit at East Lake. Boom, and Luke Donald hit the longest, straightest shot. And it was funny because he shows up and he was only like 5'8", and he hit everybody. And Mickelson hit it way in right next to the tent. So like we're like 6 feet off the ground, right? And we're looking down. There's Mickelson, hits his shot. It was pretty fun. So that's fun. Anyways, all right. So let's move on. Oh, how come your stream is not 1080p and only 720? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that is. Maybe because I moved the machine. So this is a new machine, and I guess somewhere there's a setting to do that. So I'm sorry, but I'll look at it. I'll see what I can do. What you do is you run the optimization software, and it probably says most people are better off at 720. So I'll manually override that setting. Okay, so let's move on.com. So Aussie, in this case versus the yen, you have to decide whether you're in panic mode or not. If you're in that process of deciding whether you're in panic mode, if you're a bull, you're very, very, very late. You're very, very, very late. Okay, so we knew where we were starting the week.
Brazil's central banker Campos Neto saying the job market is a challenge ahead for Brazil.
Okay, you knew that's where we were. And there's 4 hours, 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 4 hours. And 12 hours ago we breached, and now you're worried? No. So on this 4 hour, if you're a bull, you need to, instead of panic, you need to do the job, right? In this case, you're looking at the roll reversal, you're looking at the 4 hour 21, and you need this to turn back up. So that's that. If you were worried about it falling all the way down here, you had at least 12 to 16 hours to do something about it. You're a little late now. I'm already torn. Okay? Okay? So anyways, but that's on my mind. Okay? That's on my mind for sure. But what was your plan originally? Okay? What was your plan originally? So we knew this was coming out hot and fast, and we knew the lines that were going to be most indicative of selling, and this is the big doozy. This is the big one, the biggin, as they say in Georgian, right? There's itty bitties and there's biggins. Well, that's a biggin right there. Okay. Okay. That's the one that all bears want to sell. So now you got to pay attention. Okay. All right, cool. So obviously we would like to see this act as support. Now you can drop into smaller time frames and see if there's anything else there, okay? So moveon.com. Okay, so there's your Aussie. Let's do our Euro. Once again, we set this up a couple of days ago. Notice we had this as a entry, and instead of calling it a trend, we identified this as a range. You guys remember that? I said all we know is there's bulls and there's bears, and we don't know the overall direction. Now, we have assumptions based on our bias, based on whether we're a bull or a bear, but we don't actually know, right? So what I'm saying here is the conservative way of dealing with this is that this is a bottom, oh for show, okay? And we know this is a top, oh for show. And we know this is a bottom, oh for show, right? Look. We know all this to be factual. And what you might be assuming here, or anticipating, it was a breakout like this, but I said, keep your eyes on the prize, because if it don't break out, it's going to stay in, and it's going to trend forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Okay? Okay? You know what I meant to do? I meant to grab this template, save template. Hang on, I got to find out what template this is. Okay, it's Confluence. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's get rid of some of this stuff I don't need. You're a little late. I'm already toned. Ah, son of a... Why can't I grab this one? Won't let me. Objects, I guess, right? No, I don't know why this is behind. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, because I looked at, anyways. I wonder if we move this thing. Hang on, sorry. You guys, several people asked for me to pop this on. I don't remember. These directions. Okay, that's higher. I actually want it lower. Well, anyways, we'll have to save that. It's not perfect. I don't know why it's drawing behind. So template, save template, and I got to change the Confluence now. Confluence. Replace it. Yeah. So now what I can do is I can go to the next one. Well, I don't. Template, Confluence. All right, cool. So where do you want to go from here? Which is the way that's clear? Mahai says, how do you predict if consumption goes up or down? I don't think you can, but you would look at the trend. Okay, you look at the trend. Okay. By the way, some people I noticed yesterday and the day before, while I was explaining something, they asked the same question 10 times, and I never saw the question. If you need to get my attention, the best way that YouTube has is they have something called Super Chat, and it costs like $1 or $2 or something, and it pops it up, it makes a sound, it pops it up, it puts it in big bold colors, and it's right in my face, and I'll see it. So if it's worth asking 10 times, if you got $2, pay the $2. If you're trying to get my attention, it's that important. Okay, but asking it 10 times and just cluttering up the chatter is probably not the most effective. And putting it in caps is actually considered rude. So pay the $2 if it's that important. Just a heads up. Because some of you guys do it and it works fine. Okay, and it's not that I need the $2, but I do save it, and I'm going to buy either wine or whiskey with the money. All right, so we got to go back and decide what we want to do. Okay. See, because I'm drawing now, I'm not looking at the chat. Okay.
Mexico President Lopez Obrador saying they will not be raising taxes in the 2021 budget. That's Mexico.
Wow, Mexico has taxes? I didn't know that.
Now hearing from the UK side, spokesperson for Prime Minister Boris Johnson saying the UK and EU negotiators had a useful review of the agenda for Brexit talks, but there are still major differences. We've heard from the EU side, Barnier, explicitly over the last 45 minutes or so, highlighting the significant differences in gulf that remains between the two sides.
Okay, so you have to ask yourself, where are we on the long run? Where are we on the short run? Okay. So are you still a bull? Well, the big challenge, you know, if it drops down to here, then the uptrend is over. It's not that it's down, it's just the up is over. Okay, and now we're caught here is kind of how I would look at this. I wouldn't treat this as a breakout yet. It's just not enough to be a breakout. Okay, but if this comes down, lower high, lower low, right, by definition, it's not going up, even on the shorter time frame. But that sets up the potential for a range trade the other way. So then you get, on a bigger time scale, more of a double top of a double top. Okay? Okay. Punit? No, you have to do your own job. You have to do your own analysis. I tell you that the first 3 weeks of August are typically dead. Okay? So, never get caught up like Wayne said this and Wayne said that. I say these are the areas you need to pay attention, and there is seasonality, but it's like saying, like, a farmer knows what a farmer needs to do, and they know generally when they're planting and when they're harvesting and all the different jobs that go in. But they don't know if they're going to spray fertilizer on the, you know, the 6th day of August or the 12th day of August. Like, you got to make decisions along the way. And there's enough information out there, especially for an experienced farmer, know when to do what. Okay. No, guys, if you look, you have to go back. Like, which one did I just do? Like, we just talked about it. For example, this Aussie yen. So you're asking me, oh, is it the Euro news? Is it this news? Is it that news? Did seasonality not work and all this? No, Jesus, criminy. This is the one pivot that would be a challenge for bulls where all bears are living. Okay? So you need to manage your risk, and if you see it collapsing, then you need to make a decision. Or
ahead of the opening bell in New York, U.S. equity markets largely holding the pattern we've seen in the U.S. pre-market. The S&P mini is up about 0.5% or so.
Or your previous decision
futures continue to outperform up close to 1%. We're seeing green of about 2% across.
Is to take it here.
CAC 40, the FTSE 100 up 1.3%.
So this is meaningless.
Interest rates have moved lower today, largely. Most of the people focusing on the comments from the ECB's Lynn yesterday that said U.S. rates lower and caused a reversal in the euro. The euro was testing 120 yesterday ahead of those Lynn comments. Now 118.35, down another 77 pips, and this comes ahead of the ECB meeting scheduled for next week. WTI crude futures are up 3 cents at 42.79. We'll get the DOE inventory data in about an hour's time after the API numbers were released last night. And gold markets are down about $17 in the futures at 1961. The dollar index overall up 0.5%, largely predicated on that weakness in the euro.
Okay. I don't know why you guys get lost. Did you make a decision a week ago or not? Your decision was you were going to be in this for weeks or days, and you're going to take it up here and beyond even. Okay? So that would dictate how you behave here. But if you're not so sure, and I said, look, there are a lot of examples of September giving us a full Monty reverse. I think we even talked about it yesterday because we were here. That there are plenty of examples of September coming all the way down and then heading back up. In particular, in the fourth year of an 8-year political cycle. Like, you should almost expect it. But it doesn't mean you don't try. You don't take a shot on that. Okay? So, like, if you've made a decision, all of this is done. Like, you shouldn't be surprised. This should have been expected. So if you expected this and you're not so sure because of the political cycle, which I've told you about 1,000 times this year, that this year is not going to be the big breakout year, it might. You understand? It might be, but it probably is not. I know you know this. I know I've told you 1,000 times. So now you need to make decisions. I don't know what your decision is, but if you were not sure, this would be the one exact price that you should be very worried about. Which means if it breaches, maybe you stuff some profit in your pocket and try again at the next opportunity. Or if you're like, no, Wayne, I want to play the seasonality. I want to be a big boy. I want to hold this till the end of the year. Then quit your squawking over a 16-hour move down. If you're going to be a big boy position trader, you could have 3 weeks of down before 7 weeks of up. Okay? So if you entered down here, maybe you stop to break it, whatever you care. Yeah, it'll probably come back and knock you out. Well, what do you care? You made the decision. Stick to it. But it's when you don't, you're not sure, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? I don't know. I don't have a plan. I don't have a bias. I haven't made a decision. Well, then it ain't working for you. Okay? So, like, here's another great example. I marked this out days ago for you. Okay? Days ago. This is a big deal. Now, it's not the M3, but we had identified it as sort of being the mid-range of an inside, right? But we know that this is a bigger challenge. And I don't know. So if you made a decision to take it up here, which is our short-term target, then what's happening now is irrelevant. It's not even I got my stop out break even. I can't lose money, so what's the big deal? Right? What's the big deal? I can't lose money. I have an opportunity to win. I have to let it carry out my trade plan.
Bailey testifying in front of lawmakers.
Okay? So I got to let it do its thing. Okay? Now, if you're not thinking the rest of the month or even the rest of the quarter kind of thing, then you need to have shorter trade plans. But then if you have shorter term trade plans like this other one, this Aussie, I mean, dude, it's pretty obvious. Okay? Like I said, the breakout was 16 hours ago. And now you're worried? Right? That doesn't make sense to me either. So you're either in it for the long haul, or you took your profit and you're going to try again, or you're sort of intraday trading, you're scalping this down. But anytime you get consolidation at obvious slap in the face resistance and then a breach, yeah, there's some bearish action going on, faux show. But again, 16 hours late is a little silly, isn't it? Now you want to react to it? Well, that move might be over. it might not be over. So now you need to do your homework. Like, what is happening? You're the analyst, for crying out loud. You should look at this and know it, right? Cool. Cool. So if we're heading down to here, it's going to do this. So if it goes lower than now, then like when are you going to make a decision? Okay, cool. So luckily that seems to be Aussie based. My CAD is hanging in there. It's not doing great, but it's hanging in there. It's hanging in there. Okay. Now, if it makes a lower low, do I take the 50 pips and run? I don't know. So what am I up? I'm up 80 something pips. Okay. So I could move my stop here and say if it drops below there, then I take a walk. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Okay. This is the difference between day trading and position trading. If you haven't made the decision to which strategy you're going to deploy, then you are not doing the job right.
Scarring in the economy from the pandemic. Bank of England's Blay also commenting, testifying.
Okay.
Bank of England member Blay saying he takes little comfort from the fact that the unemployment rate has remained fairly stable so far.
By the way,
testimony to the parliament there for Bank of England members.
Every once in a while I get emails from people like, Wayne, I can't get the indices working and stuff. Well, if you have an ECN account, it doesn't work. But like, I just installed these last night. I haven't even looked at them till now. Boom, they work perfectly. Okay. So we're currently either in a profit-taking mode or a risk-off mode. Risk-off mode. What did I say is going to happen in the next 5 weeks? I said it last week, so I said 6 weeks. What did I say I'm sort of not, I guess you can kind of call it betting on. What am I betting on is going to happen in the next 5 weeks that would create yen and US dollar weakness?
Brazil central banker Campos Neto saying Brazil should not use the balance sheet for fiscal.
And that wouldn't create the weakness, that'd create strength.
Make an exit strategy from the crisis more difficult.
Fiscal stimulus.
Fairly confident that in the months ahead the economy will bounce back to, but still leaving GDP 5% or more below its pre-pandemic levels.
Okay, so there's a lot of euro weakness here. Okay, and remember, 40% of the entire market, the entire Forex market, 40% of it is euro. So just the euro coming down hard can strengthen the US dollar. Where do you think the money's going?
Take a look at trading here, nearly going the Dow up 140 points. The S&P has crossed the 12,000 mark, up 71 handles in the S&P cash market at 35.41, up about 15 handles.
Okay, so if I was sane, I would think things like euro dollar is approaching the daily 21. I'm going to buy it. This is, when people start panicking, like, oh my God, well, what does it all mean? The dollar's strong today, but the stock market's up. This is not right. Cats are living with dogs, right? Isn't your job, if you're a bull,
Ramsden testifying as well, saying likely there will be a semi-permanent effect
to buy it
of the
here?
shock on commercial property sector. Brazil's central banker saying Brazil has fiscal limitations for more payments.
That's the job, right? So what do you mean all this sky's falling, panic mode? Okay. And isn't it supposed to happen at a place like this? Isn't it supposed to happen at a place like this? So 1950, let's put it here. Oops. Horizontal line, we'll put on this chart. So approximately 1.1950. That's not right. Oh, I guess, oh, look it's even more obvious than that. Sorry. You mean at 1.20,
Bank of England's Ramsden
people took profit?
Investment in retail
Really?
will shift into
On the
capital
monthly
further.
M3,
That could
on the
result in
weekly
greater
M4 at a
productivity.
psychological level like 120? So your
Brazil's
decision
central
here
banker
is if it goes up
reiterated
more or
a
not.
box full of tools to face the current crisis.
Oh, my right chart is off the screen. Hang on. Okay. All right. Yeah, I had that at 1080p. So, okay. There we go. So it's falling, which means you've been selling it since here. I mean, it doesn't get any more obvious than that. You've been selling it since there, or you're preparing to buy it. You understand? You're one or the other, or you don't know what you're doing. You're responding to what's happening in this moment, but you're a candle in the wind.
Brazil central banker Campos Neto saying he doesn't believe bond buying can tackle market functioning rather than a monetary policy as a main tool.
Okay. Yeah, so Johnny says, but now it's approaching the monthly M2. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're not freaking out for crying out loud. You're like, oh, I've been waiting for this all week. That's what a boss says. Oh, this is perfect. It's falling right into my plan.
Final reading for July durable goods, well as U.S. factory orders.
Aisha, if you know how to trade, then that's perfectly fine. There's more to trading than that, but okay. Price action and pivot points, yeah. Right? So the thing is, guys, if all you're doing is reacting to the 5-minute chart, but even then, okay, you're day trading, right? If you're doing this, this is really obvious, even if you're on a 5-minute chart, okay? This is very, very obvious trading. Very, very obvious trading, even on a 5-minute chart. We were very clearly trending up, riding the moving averages. We hit the exact area you'd expect the bulls to exit.
Forecast for output gap is closing.
We get the consolidation. And then you get the reversal. I mean, okay. And now what a day, what we're expecting now, if you're a bull, is the same thing that happened here. Maybe some sort of consolidation and continuation up now.
Reportedly considering adding France to its virus quarantine list.
So whether you're a bull or a bear, it's still pretty straightforward trading. A bull could have exited here unless they were position trading. But if you're swing trading, that's an out of position early target hit. Not a problem. A swing trader, every time. Oh, okay, Meta. Meta's the boss. Where is Trade the News? You guys don't like the Trade the News thing, huh?
Bank of England's Blay saying the fact gold price is at an all-time high tells you nothing. Look at the real price instead.
I don't even remember where I put it.
And
Sucks I only have one
terrible predictor
screen
of
now.
Inflation.
This is the first time I've only had one screen. Even my laptop has 3 screens. So I'm getting used to it. But anyways, so I can turn him off like this. But I can pop out the news, which is interesting. And as soon as I belong, it's time for me to disappear. Thank you, Meta. How come it's less? What? See, there's value in listening. There's more value in listening than doing. Awesome. All right. Yeah, deflation. I still have this vision in my mind where Meta and I are smoking Cohibas together. That Cohiba I had, when was it, on Sunday? It was actually nice. I hadn't had one in a very, very long time. Like I said, that one was in my humidor for a couple of years. And there was a nice sweetness to it that I enjoyed. Cool, Gary. Email it to me, huh? Yeah, A-Fuentes are obviously awesome, right? But, all right. July ISM 42.9 versus 53, highest reading since February. Employment, ooh, look at the employment, though. That's disappointing. Business outlook's improved. Employment, though, 38 point. That's quite bad. Prices up, which is good. 7-month high in prices. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. That's all right. That's all right for that. For the New York area. It's not everybody, but. Let's see, I can put this way over here for you guys. Okay, cool. All right. What's colder than ice cold? No, I didn't do that, right? What's colder than cold? Ice cold. All right, cool. Let's move to the market. Okay, WTI down. That's risk off. Risk off creates Bitcoin down. There it is. Aussie yen coming down. Risk off. USD yen coming down. Risk off. Gold and silver. XAU. Yeah, gold and pound Swissy. All risk off. Oh, cigars isn't. I don't consider cigars smoking. So the market generally, same theme across the board, which means bulls, you need to wait your turn. USD Mexican peso given back. Here's the plan. There's still some plan to it. Okay. Risk off. Neutral, which means they're both lame. So you have to ask yourself, you know, are you going to do the peso play or not? Just want to see what time frame we got this weekly. So we're still at an okay sell zone here, depending on how far out. So it's risky today just based on what's happening. But, okay. And kicking off that 21, the 4-hour 21. It's all kind of interesting. It's right there on YouTube, Johnny. You click the thing right under your chat box. I want to move this around. I'm not quite happy with that, but I'm interested in maybe using it. That might work a little better. Oh, is that right? Well, some people got to move. All right. Okay, cool. Okay, so you have to decide. I mean, this is it. You have to decide, are you taking this down or are you not taking it down? And if you're taking it down, then you should be on a smaller time frame, waiting in the jungle, ready to ambush. Okay? Because your time is now. You got a reasonable price. You got a reasonable time. So you're either doing it or you ain't doing it. Okay? Right? Inverted head and shoulders. No. I'm going to disagree with that one. I know what you're seeing. You're seeing this. Whatever. Whatever. I don't think so, because I think it has just as much potential to kick off the 21 and head lower, and therefore it's just a lower high. I think your inverse needs to come up above this and then do something like this. Okay? So I think you need to print the neckline before you make it an inverse head and shoulders. And a crown is a higher high, higher low. Okay? So there's a crown. Your inverse head and shoulders should be more like this. Okay? So now you're calling out, you see an inverse head and shoulders because of this. Now it may end up making a head and shoulders, but that's not what's happening in this moment. Okay? Not until you approach 21 and some change. Okay? Because right now you just kick off the 21, and where's your head and shoulders? So, right, it's challenging it for sure, but you're calling it before it's happened, and you, God forbid, you get it right, and you say, well, now I can see it. But you have like a 50-50 chance of being right, okay? And so you don't want to, most of the time, that would be a bad call. Like if you're still in the trend, okay, you're supposed to be selling these things, right? So you don't want to get in a situation where every time you're in a positive downtrend, all you see is up. Okay? So I think it's likely to be similar to like this period. Whatever. All right. So let's move. Let's go. I got to move. Give me the juice. Let's go to the commodities. Let's do some gold. Let's do some oil. Let's do some Bitcoin. Check this out, guys. Talk to me about the accuracy. How did I do for you? If you think this is reasonably accurate, I need you to click the like button, the thumbs up button. Would you do that for me? Thank you. Thank you. Pretty cool though, right? What goes into this? Let's repeat it for the third or fourth time. Clearly a bottom. This is an out of position. OOP. Early target. Double bottom. Bullish entry. Friday front run. Right? Monday breakout. Monday afternoon. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Again, OOP, which means early target, which means counter trend, all the way back down. And because there's no longer term breakout above this, we're assuming an inside range, and it comes all the way back to the bottom, which was here, and we did all of that in advance. You're welcome. X means exit. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, feel free to chip in for the cigar and whiskey fund. That bottle I bought the other day is almost empty. My wife's gonna kill me. What am I gonna do? Cool, right? Look. XAU. This looks very similar. Already, right? Already done for you. Right? Already done for you. In this situation, by the way, one of the things I do or used to do to make it clear my intentions, I get rid of the market indicator. I don't need a market. There is no market. The market's sideways. What market? So why do I need a 2155? I don't. So now I can use moving averages. I would never use a 4 hour. Okay, so up into the resistance and then, dude, seriously, right? What do you do here? Okay, you sell it. Oh, you know what? I have to set up my Fibonacci, don't I? This is really crappy, so Fibo properties. Now, pay attention to this one. I'm going to do bluish instead. All right. Fib levels. Are you ready for this? 0, delete. Okay. Level 2.36. Change that. Level 0.214. Description. 78.6%. What the hell is he doing? 0.382. Description. 61.8%. What? 50%. 0.50 is equal to 50%. How do I memorize all this stuff? 0.618. Description. 32.8%. What's he doing? I don't get it. 1618, 2618, 4 point what? Delete that. Can't possibly be helpful for anyone. Change the color. I had that cornholio blue. Make it fat. On 3, 2, 1, hit it. Yeah. So, kicks off the top, hits the bottom, gives you a 50% retracement, gone. Yeah, boy! Oh, is that right? 32.8. Sorry. What do you think of the blue? I don't actually like the blue. So let's change this out. 32.8%. 38.2%. By the way, I think Fibonacci is stupid. I think I could create a bunch of other numbers that work just as well. But if that brings you the strength and confidence you need to get out of bed and do what needs to get done, then awesome. So we're going to make this crimson. Where's fire? Firebrick's pretty good, but where's crimson? Indian red, red, orange red, crimson. There it is. Thank you, Harvard. And then you got to go here, common, make that crimson. Boom. So we'll play with that. I don't like that either. Maybe it's just black, just old standard old black. I don't know. We'll leave that for now. Okay. Yeah, boy. So, right. By the way, Pachow, right? Isn't that nice? So I'm saying, like, guys, if you know what you're trading, and you know you're range bound, and you know there are dollar and yen pairs at reversal zones, and you're stuck in a range on gold, and we're concerned about central banks being done their buying process, and then you hit the obvious levels, and then it flips, you should be on this if you're intraday trading or day trading, right? Durable goods, 11.4 versus 11.2. Shut up! Yeah, that's amazing. 11.4 versus 11.2. Yeah. Oh, that's what it must be. That's what it must be. That's why the dollar's strong today. Did the ECB say anything recently? Derek says, Wayne, do you trade NFP? I've traded non-farm payrolls live in front of a live audience for over 14 years. Okay? The question is, do you trade non-farm payrolls? Yeah, NP brings up a good point. The beginning of the month is the most important day of the month. So it's the setup for bears, right? That's what I showed you the other day and even last week. There's a setup for bears that your confidence that this is going up is going to be your weakness. It's going to be your risk. In fact, we just talked about your confidence being the challenge to reality, which you're supposed to see, right? But then again, as this comes down, all it's doing is setting it up. What do you mean win rate, Brian? What is it, a game? Okay. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean a win rate? I win 100% of the time, Brian. Wait, we're talking about Fortnite, right? Oh, Forex! Oh, shoot. I rarely win, Brian. I rarely win. I don't think I've ever won. What? No, I've never. No one's ever sent me a prize, for sure. Right? Hey, Rebby. All right, cool. So anyways, right on WTI, my oh my WTI. What do I want to do with this? Well, we can look at the inside. Okay. So how do you want to treat this? Which reminds me, I got to get my old tool. Where's the old tool? On my laptop, I guess. Right on, Brian. It's a good way to make friends. Do I use buy and sell stops? Yeah, some of the time, yeah. All right. La 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 la. Let's go back to the yens. I want to look at things from. Let's change this up. Let's change this up. I'm already thinking next week, just so you know. And I'm a bull. Cool. I'm thinking next week, and I'm a bull. I'm thinking next week, and I'm a bull. You see how my process, guys? I'm thinking next week, and I'm a bull next week. I'm thinking next week, and I'm a bull next week. What's the first thing you notice? Brian, I tend to do them on Sundays. By the way, I have this idea. Let me know if you guys are interested in doing this. For those in my live group, my Thursday War Room, what if we got together on Zoom, cameras only, no chat, no share, screen share, just the cameras, and I broadcast the group on YouTube. So now it's us gathering as a group and then me broadcasting just the camera view, where there might be 6 or 7 of us on webcam, and we're smoking cigars together and having an open conversation. So now we can have our mics open too. We could be smoking our cigars and just talking Forex. And if you're not in the group, you're just watching on YouTube and commenting, right? So now, but if you're on the webcam, you're actually talking with me, like we're just talking. You know, what do you think about this? And I say, what do you think about this? Whatever. We're having a full-on conversation. Yeah. What do you think? We'll call it like the Golden Girls. Oh, wait, that's been done. We'll call it The View. Oh, wait, that's been done too. I don't know what we'll call it. Jerry Springer. Yeah. Or call it Off the Charts with Wayne. Yeah. All right, cool. So let me move on.com. I'm thinking next week. Next week I'm a bull. And I want to buy this. Cool. I'm a bull next week. Not now. I didn't say now. I'm not a bull now. I'm a bull next week. If so, I'm thinking about this. Now, Now, on top of that, I do my technical analysis and say, well, I don't like it as much as the others. Euro must be a little weak. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm a bull, not now. I'm not a bull now. Okay, I'm a bull next week. Cool. Beast. I'm not a bull now. I'm a bull next week. Okay? So you guys are so caught in the moment, like what happened over the last 2 hours. Oh my God! You're like, dude, I'm not even thinking about today. Okay? I'm a bull, not today. I'm a bull next week. Uh-huh. Ah. Really? Thank you, Johnny Muff. One quarter of one cigar. With Meta, we're up to $9, so that's about almost a half a cigar. Right on. Cool thing is, that's like 45 minutes, maybe half an hour. Half an hour to 45 minutes. That's not bad. But thank you, Johnny. Joe Moo. If Johnny Muff was a golfer, everyone when he makes his putt, the whole audience would go, Joe Moo. All right, cool, right on. You see the thought process, guys? So now I got to say, maybe I don't want to be on a 4-hour anymore. Maybe I want to be on a 15. What am I looking for? The raison d'etre. I'm looking for the reason to buy. Is it now? I don't know. See, I know my prices. I don't know when, but I know the price I'm interested in. Okay? I don't know when or if I will get an opportunity. And if I get an opportunity, I don't know if it'll make money. But I know the price I'm interested right now for next week. You see the difference? See, the cool thing about this is you can always get value based on your analysis. You're trying to find inherent value into the purchase that you make. Let's contrast this with real estate. When you buy real estate, by definition, you paid more than anyone else was willing to pay. Think of that. You paid more than anybody else was going to pay. It's almost like you paid too much. Because you talk to the other person that was bidding against you and they're like, oh, really? No, I wouldn't pay that. What about the other guy? He's like, no, not even close. Oh my God, how much did you pay for it? What was your price? And they all laugh, they all kind of roll over and they go, oh my God, you see what this guy just paid for that? Oh, hey, good luck. Good luck with that, right? Instead, we've done our homework and you know prices that you're interested and willing actually to pay under the right market conditions. But you never have to be the highest bidder. The highest bidder in Forex often doesn't make money, depending on the time frame. So if you're George Soros, maybe you make money. But if you're like, if you didn't react to the last 16 hours of price action candles, I don't know what time frame you're on actually, right? So you need to figure out where you are when you're doing your analysis. Okay? What time frame do you do your analysis on? And then you need to then find what time frame do you like to enter on. But this idea like you didn't see dollar strength coming, really? We talked about it for 3 days. And then you're like, what is it now? Is it correlation breaking down? Is it seasonality breaking down? Or dude, did you listen to the ECB? Did the ECB say anything today? Okay. But did you notice the monthly M3 on everything? Right? You didn't see the M3 on everything? So it's just sort of like a wake-up call is what I'm saying. Let me get my trade the news. Okay? It's just a little bit of a wake-up call. Let's see what's going on here. South Korean CPI, yeah. CDC reportedly plans to use quarantine authority to halt evictions for some Americans. Interesting. Australian GDP, negative 7%. Technical recession. Technically, they're in recession. Well, we'll see if that pops up, but they're not. That's not as quite as good as we've been hoping. By the way, do you think Australia being technically in recession and having a negative 7% GDP, was that any reason for maybe the Aussie dollar to lose some value today? Like, right? That shouldn't be that surprising. ADP we did. No, I'm looking for ECB. I thought we had some ECB chatter today. Durable goods, New York ISM, neutrals, Brexit, EU. I must be thinking maybe yesterday. I thought there was some ECB chatter today as well, bringing the euro down. German retail sales, they were expecting a positive number, got a huge negative number. That could be bad. I don't know what I'm looking for, and I can't find it. Is that funny? I don't know what I'm looking for, and I can't find it. So anyways, Australia's technically in recession, and COVID-19 is not as under control as people would have liked. Okay? Oh, did someone get booted for being rude? Yeah, handled. Oh, wow. Well, no one should be rude to Jean-Guy. Wayne, when the central banks do asset buying programs, does that actually strengthen their currency? No. Okay. How many people, so the question here, NP says, Wayne, when central banks do asset buying programs, does that actually strengthen their currency? How many people are unclear of what happens when a central bank does asset purchasing? How many people are unclear about that? I will draw the chart. I don't even have to tell you. I'll show you. I'll just show you. Okay. Well, yeah, that is right. So that's what I was looking for, Salim. ECB not liking the stronger euro. I heard something somewhere, like a bird told me, but I don't remember what I heard. But strong euro, and I told you, I mean, we even talked about that, I think, on Off the Charts with Wayne. We actually talked about that too, I think, where if it wasn't this week, it was the previous one, Off the Charts with Wayne McDonald. We talked about the strong euro crushing German exports. Okay. But so anyways, let's I think I got a blank template. Do I have a blank template? No, I have to create a blank template. All right, I'm going to create a blank template. Okay, so indicators. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, now I got to delete the objects. See, I don't think I can just do this. There was a time when this wouldn't work. Probably should just open a new one. Anyways, I'm committed to a flawed strategy. Oh yeah, so it still doesn't delete it. All right, forget it. I ain't going to do this. So let's put this back. Are you gonna do, Maida? Thank you, Maida. Are you gonna do the cigar group maybe on the weekend? We'll have to plan that. All right, hang on, guys. USD CAD. Okay, this is better because there's nothing on here. All right, so now I just have to change the properties. Boy, I haven't done this in a while. What am I doing? Oh, the scheme. Yeah, black on white. Okay. I hate the grid, though. Okay, grid. Get rid of the grid. And now I got to change the candles. I guess I have to do that here, too. Candle bar up. White. Down. White. Good. Okay, so now I have to go template, save template, blank. Okay, so asset purchasing. Let's go through this, okay? Where'd the other page go? What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we are going to discuss a central bank buying assets and putting them on their balance sheet and what happens to their currency. Let's go. Okay. And then, hang on, there's a new feature, and I'm not sure what this is. Let me go back and check this out. There's a thing in the way. Can I mark? I think I can mark. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. I think I can mark this. Okay, so stream marker added. Markers appear in the video editor. Oh, okay. What's a highlight video? Does anyone know what a highlight video is? Create a highlight video. What? What is it? Is it something? I think I can go back and capture something I just made and make a separate video out of it. I think that's what that is. Cool, man. I gotta learn how to do that. Anyways, all right, let's get on with it. Okay. What happens when a central bank has an asset purchase program? And it's hard to, okay? See, when you go through school, you get taught how to always label your chart. So now we need a chart that looks like this. This is the, what would this be? This would be the quantity of money and the value of money. I guess we'll put value. It's actually price, but the value, okay? Quantity of money and value, okay? Okay. So, okay, when you have $1 and it can buy you a Lamborghini, you don't need much money. Okay? So we'll call this 1, and then so you have this like all the way through the quantity, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'm trying to show you is to the right is more, and up is more as well. The value of money. So we'll say that the value of $1 or the purchasing power or whatever, and we can do the quantity of money. How much money is in the economy? Okay, and then you have downward slope. Let's do this in a different color though. Downward sloping curve. Okay, because the less purchasing power or value of your dollar or whatever your currency is, the more quantity you're going to need, right? All right, and then of course the opposite of is the supply. Oops. Okay. So now you got your supply and demand equation. So what we're talking about now is the central bank going out and buying stuff with their money. Okay. Now you have to change this because we're talking about central banks. We're talking about an economy. We're not talking about, let's say, microeconomic stuff. We're talking about macros. So now we have to adjust this because when it comes to money, there's this amount of money in the economy. It's not upward sloping, it's vertical because there is $5.25 trillion, like the number of dollars or whatever the number is. There's a fixed amount. There's that amount of money right now. And therefore, based on that, there is a purchasing power of whatever that is. Okay? That creates a value. So we'll call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as the value goes up, you don't need as much quantity, and as quantity increases, right, you have a value associated with that. So the way that we label this, now I got to get yet another color, and I think I need to go a little thinner. You have V1, or let's call it V star, equilibrium, okay? And we'll call this Q star, quantity equilibrium, okay? All right, so now what we're talking about is what happens when the central bank buys some assets. You get it? So what the central bank does is they create some money. They actually go onto a computer. They don't print money. That's what the Treasury does. Whether it's the Fed or the ECB or somebody else, Bank of Japan, it could be the Central Bank of Peru, okay? What they do is they create some money and they shift, okay, the quantity of money. Think about it. They create some money to buy the asset. The asset goes on the balance sheet. Okay? But the balance sheet has to balance, so the liability is there's money in circulation. And in particular, globally, right? It doesn't have to be globally. If they're buying gold from somewhere, then it might be. But they might be buying local treasuries. for example, okay? So now if they're buying local assets, local treasuries, local bonds, which are very common, central banks are doing this now. They didn't do it 20 years ago, but now they do. So they buy domestic assets, they put the assets on the balance sheet, and they give whoever sold the assets money. So what happens is there's a new amount. Dude, that's supposed to be vertical. This is terrible. Okay, there's a new quantity of money. Okay, so, and I'm shocked I didn't label this properly. Oh my God. Supply 1, and that's supposed to be demand 1. Oh my God, I almost got an A- on this. Okay, and so now we got to go here. So now we're at supply 2. Supply has shifted to the right. So the central bank has created money, gave the seller of whatever asset they bought it. Remember, the asset belonged to somebody. So they gave the asset seller money, and now the asset sits on the balance sheet. Okay, the asset sits on the asset side of the balance sheet. So they have an asset, but they gave up money. Okay, so the quantity of money went from, or in this case, the supply of money. You can do Q star or Q1 and Q2. But anyways, we went from 5.25 quantity to 7, right? So we went up, the quantity went up, but what happened to the value? Okay, we went from V star to V2. We went from Q star to Q2. The quantity of money went up, and the purchasing power, the value of the currency went down. We went from this yellow level of the old equilibrium to the crimson level at the new equilibrium. So this shifted down, the value, the purchasing power, the price of the currency dropped as they increased the supply of money, which they created to buy the asset. So now their currency is weaker than it used to be, but they might be an exporting nation. They could be Europe, they could be Japan, they could be India, they could be China. And these are all countries that I've spoken about recently with the assumption that you know this. Like, this is basic, right? So this is in, I think, video number, 4 of the fundamentals course. Okay? In video number 3, you learn how to manage your bank as a commercial bank manager. I have to teach you how to manage your balance sheet. And once you understand your balance sheet management as a commercial banker, then you can understand how to manage your balance sheet as a central banker. But the thing is, a central banker has a much different intent. Their intent is to change the value of the currency, not to manage a balance sheet. A commercial banker is trying to make money. A central banker is trying to manage the economy through adjusting or manipulating the value of the money. So right now, the ECB is upset that the euro is getting strong. Remember, the euro isn't getting strong because Europe is good or it has inflation or any of that. It's getting strong simply because the US dollar is getting weak. And I told you that this would get to be a problem. We have spoken about it recently, and I remember giving you the story about me hanging out with the, I think he was like the vice president or CEO of BMW North America. We're sitting out in Connecticut, just shooting the breeze, and I brought up the fact I was a currency trader and how he must just be getting slaughtered on the strong euro. And he's like, yeah, we actually lose money by selling BMWs. So he's like, this year we're not sponsoring this racing event. So this is real world stuff. But I'm assuming that you know this stuff because it's like in the first 5 hours of the fundamentals course, right? This is basic. So that's what happens, okay? That's why. So you're like, well, why would the ECB want to buy some assets and increase their balance sheet? Why does the Fed want to do it? Why does the Bank of Japan have like 300% of GDP on their balance sheet? Like, why do they do this? Because their intent is to go from equilibrium 1 to equilibrium 2, lower the value of their currency and give them a competitive advantage globally as an exporting economy. Wow. So that's really cool, huh? What do you think? So I'm going to try something here. I don't know how far back I need to go. How do I do this? Create a title. What do we call this? Central bank asset purchases. How about this? What do central bank asset purchases do? What? I don't like having what do and do twice. What do? So I think I'm trying this. I'm going to try this. Neat. Create. I just did something for the first time. I don't know if it's working. I don't know if it killed our stream. I don't know nothing, but I clicked a button and I think it's doing a highlight. Whoa, dude. I think this could be cool. Are you guys still around? Yeah, all right, cool. Yes, but a blank screen. Well, it shouldn't be blank screen. It should be blank template. Yeah. Cool, neat. We'll see what happens. It's creating a URL right now. It's nice. I'm going to have to play around with that. So, have I addressed the silliness of freaking out? Oil inventories negative 9.4 versus 2. That's good. That might be a sign of our demand creation and our supply destruction. That's been something that I've wanted personally. So we can move over to oil and see what's going on. Okay. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So we had a gap. Okay. And what are you going to do? Anybody going to scalp the news? Anyone going to do it? So you can do something like this. You don't need moving averages, no. Especially if you don't know how to use them. The number one thing, guys, is you don't need anything except price action. I think you should have some pivot points and stuff. But more importantly is price action. You need to know how price works. What do you think? Cool. Next, Brent. See, Brent doesn't move as much against the general idea of U.S. inventories. Okay. This is on the low side. Okay. Remember, if you're a bear, you sell the high side. If you're a bull, you buy the low side. So now you got to prepare. Oh, check it out. Let's see if this worked. Neat. Open a new window. Stream marker added. Markers appear in the video editor. Oh. Okay. What's a highlight video? Does anyone know what a highlight video is? 9 views already. Were you guys updated? What is it? I wish you can double click a video like you can on your phone. Capture something I just made and make a separate video out of it. I think that. And of course, purchase program. And it's hard to. Okay. See, when you go through school, you get taught how to always label your chart. So now we need a chart that looks like this. This is the, what would this be? This would be the quantity of money and the value of money. Well, I guess we'll put value. It's actually price, but the value, okay? Quantity of money and value, okay? Okay. So, okay, when you have $1 and it can buy you a Lamborghini, you don't need much money. Nice! On the fly! Quantity, right? Yeah, boy! I love it! So, what I'm trying to show you is to the right is more, and up is more as well. The value of money. So we'll say that the value of the dollar, or the purchasing power, or whatever, and we can do the quantity of money. How much money is in the economy? Okay, and then you have downward slope. I love it. I love it. I love it. YouTube did something useful. Thank you, YouTube. That is awesome. All right. What do I want to do? Oh, I didn't do exotics. Well, I did peso, but we should gather around. Yeah, we have to ask if there's going to be time. So here's a 30-minute versus a weekly, a 4 hour, 30-minute versus 4 hour. So if you think this 4 hour is going to hold, so I'm comparing these two, so let's move them around. And I guess we can do it this way. Okay. Tomorrow's pivots versus this week's pivots. So your Monday trade should, or maybe it's even Tuesday. Your Tuesday trade is not under threat. So your stop is probably in like this, right? Just below 22. Ideally, you have it above 22, but I don't know your entry. Well, I guess 22 is too far. Yeah, so anyways, your stop's probably close to here. Depending, right? Down, 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 up, up, sell, down, 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 down. So you're not under threat. So you're watching this closely. This is the 4 hour, right? So what you're looking at here is you're expecting this to roll over in tomorrow's sell zone. And tomorrow's sell zone is already indicated here. Okay? And so this roll reversal is tomorrow's sell zone. So you don't like what happened today, but you're so much bigger than today. Does that make sense? Yeah, take the fundamentals course at FX Bootcamp. Well, they all come together. So sign up for fxbootcamp.com training videos. There's 35 hours promised, but there's more like 50 hours. So you need to do that probably twice. Yeah. Then join the live group and participate on our Thursdays. Okay. That's the best way. Get involved. Yeah. So guys, YouTube is telling me you can't see anything anymore. Yeah. So I don't know what you see. So hopefully you see everything okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's just as soon as I did the instant replay. I think that's cool though. Okay. Right on. Cool. I don't know. Is that enough excitement for today? Or do you just want to sort of fart around a little bit? I mean, we can wrap it up, but I can keep... Maybe I can listen to some music in the background? No, I don't really want to do that too. Why don't we just call it a day? So, nice to have you here. Thank you for being a subscriber of Forex.Today. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I'll be here tomorrow. On Friday, I'll be at FX Street, not on the YouTube channel, at FX Street. So remind yourself about that. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for all the comments. Remember, if you need the book, if you need the charts, if you need the broker, if you need the training, if you need stuff, it's all in the description below the video. Thank you for all the efforts that you put into learning how to trade Forex, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for being part of Forex.Today. Booyah! Ciao! Adios, muchacho!